Story RH, the podcast that makes a long story short.
Welcome to all.
History is made of stories.
In this episode, we'll be talking about how an HRIS can reify HR concepts and bring them to life in a concrete way.
BYOD, SaaS, Cloud, PaaS, VR, Bot. The IT world is full of acronyms and confusing terms that can often leave HR professionals feeling baffled and annoyed. They see it as the jargon of specialists who are reluctant to share the basics of the concepts they work with every day.
But let's not forget that HR professionals sometimes do the same thing by using terms and concepts that aren't always easy to understand for employees and managers.
So, maybe it would be a good idea to make them more tangible, concrete, and easy to understand. And as it turns out, your HRIS can help. So, using HRIS to reify HR concepts. What's the story?
Isn't the word reify exactly the sort of confusing jargon we were just criticizing? Aren't we just using a word that many people won't understand just to seem smart?
Reify is a pompous term that comes to us from the Latin word res re, which means thing. So to reify something is to turn an abstract concept into a concrete thing, a process which makes the concept more tangible and easier to understand. You create an object that embodies the concept.
And as we said earlier, HR professionals also have a tendency to do the very thing they complain about IT experts doing to them. They enshrine a form of HR technical elitism that comes with complicated concepts whose theoretical subtleties may escape the managers and employees they aim to enlighten.
Like the complex concepts behind the words skills or job, which aren't immediately clear for everyone.
Right, but as it turns out, your HRIS, like all IT tools, helps to make HR processes and the concepts behind them more concrete. And that makes it easier for all involved, managers, employees, and maybe even some HR specialists themselves, to understand and appropriate them.
And that's because digitalizing HR processes, which are based on HR concepts, results in three reifying effects.
First, digitalization simplifies the material it handles because it's underpinned by models, which codify and standardize. This principle is innately tied to any process. A map simplifies the land, if you will, and this simplification makes the subject matter easier to digest for the target audience.
Second, an HRIS formalizes things. In other words, it gives operational shape to the HR concepts it uses, but also to the relationship between these concepts via the IT bridges it creates. For example, it can tie the concept of skills, which isn't always easy to grasp, to those of outcome or performance and help make the logic clear.
Third, an HRIS standardizes, it imposes standards. The resulting nomenclatures help to make things clear when talking about abstract concepts like a benchmark position, for example. As a result, they become easier for managers and employees to understand and use.
We could actually add a fourth reifying effect. In practice, your HRIS creates certain shortcuts. It uses certain HR concepts, like skills, for example, without requiring the user to go through a rigorous learning process to be able to use it.
So, while it's true that the user may miss out on certain nuances of the concept, the HRIS allows them to use it more quickly in real life. In short, you conceptualize less and act more.
To recap, an HRIS, which digitalizes processes, has three reifying effects on the HR concepts it's based on. 1. Simplification. 2. Formalization. And 3. Standardization. These three reifying effects help to make HR concepts more concrete and easier to understand and apply for managers and employees. Is that right?
Exactly right. Way to make a long story short.
Story RH, the podcast that makes a long story short.